Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Gucci is back at it yet again with another very bougie beauty product. Now, if you have been following me before and you keep up with all of my videos, you will remember that I did a review on this $62 Gucci bronzer right here, and I absolutely loved it. This is one of my favorite bronzers that I own, but today we are going to be reviewing another new powder from Gucci. This beautiful compact right here. This is their Mattifying setting powder. Now this has a ton of positive reviews on the Sephora website, which is where I ordered this from. And as I was scrolling and clicking the read more and reading through all of the reviews, I noticed that pretty much all of them were, I received this product complimentary in exchange for my review. So I don't know how reliable these reviews are, if anyone even really truly tested this. Some people did upload photos with it that still had a very positive 4 or 5-star review. So I have very high hopes for this powder. Now, all I have on right now are some brows. If they look a little bit funky, I have been experimenting with trying to achieve a more natural brow look. So bear with me. I think they look okay, but I don't know if it's translating on camera. So all I have on is brows, lips, and then I have concealer, foundation, and some cream blush and bronzer. That's it. I haven't set my face with anything. We are going to let this Gucci powder do all of the work. Before we dive into it, I have to admire the very beautiful packaging. Look how like aesthetically pleasing these two are next to each other. This bronzer, I love this packaging because obviously like the Tiffany blue or the Tiffany teal type color, but this peachy kind of millennial pink on the Mattifying setting powder is just as beautiful. You are definitely paying for the packaging on top of the formula with this product. I mean, this is absolutely gorgeous, so beautiful. Open it up, we have a really, really nice quality mirror on the inside. The cool thing about these is that they are refillable. You can buy powder to refill this compact with. If you didn't love the powder, but you're obsessed with the compact and it was worth the $62 for you, then do what you will with this. You can put it in your purse and just use it as a little compact mirror. And then there is a nice little poof or puff or powder puff on the inside of this as well. There was some description about this puff. This is supposed to have some sort of technology in it, and we are going to use this as well to see if it makes a difference. Obviously, I'll try a brush as well. Sometimes using a setting powder with a puff like that is really beneficial because it really helps press the product into your face. Now, one thing I do want to mention as well is that this is heavily fragranced. This smells like a Gucci. This is a Gucci product. This smells like a Gucci perfume. I can't remember which one it is, but oh my goodness, I think it smells delicious. Even my husband likes the way this smells. I had him take a little whiff of this and he was like, ooh, that actually smells really nice. And he never says that about anything. So I love the scent in here. It is beautiful. But if you are sensitive to fragrance, then I would probably steer clear of this product because it is so heavily fragranced. All right, so let me zoom you guys in. Let's get this $62 powder on the face and see if it is worth the splurge. My left leg and butt cheek is killing me right now. I have a herniated disc in my back. A lot of you probably don't know this. I think I've only talked about it like once in the very early days of my channel, and I suffer from sciatic pain, and oh my goodness, sitting here right now, whew, deep breaths. I am in so much pain, but we're gonna get through it. It's pretty much an everyday thing for me. And then here's the little puff. So we're just gonna go with it. I'm gonna pick up some of the powder here. And I did get a nice amount of product onto the puff just by one little swipe. I do want to mention that I have mine in the shade 01. Now this could be way too light for me considering how it looks in the compact next to my face, but I was actually kind of hoping that maybe it doesn't add a ton of color to my face, that it's more so quite translucent, and that is what it's looking like so far. Whew, thank goodness for that. We're just gonna go ahead and press this in, and I'm gonna give you my first impressions as we're going. And wow, that is a really beautiful powder. Off the jump, I mean, it is blurring everything. I hope you guys can see that because I do have fairly large pores right here, a lot of fine lines in my forehead, and it's really making them look pretty much non-existent. It is definitely mattifying. If you don't want a matte product, you might not love this, but I'm hoping I can set this down with some setting spray and then everything will look nice and dewy again. Now here's a big test, my nose. Sometimes pressed powders like this can exaggerate the pores like none other on my nose. So I need to take a closer look. Okay, so I am getting a little bit of exaggeration right here. I can definitely see my pores right here. It's doing wonders for the rest of my face, but for some reason on my nose is not loving it. Let's try to fix that with a brush. I'm going to use this ColourPop F20. I'm going to dip back into the powder and see if I can just buff that out. And yes, definitely like this with a brush around my nose area. I don't see any more exaggeration. Let's kind of finish this off with the brush as well. A velour puff or a pressed puff like that, oh my gosh, my brow looks so terrible right now. Please excuse that. I can definitely lay on a thicker layer of the product, and sometimes a brush, you can get a way more diffused look. So far with the brush, I kind of do like how this is going on better than the puff, but it is giving me a very nice poreless finish. I usually don't go for matte setting powders, but sometimes they're really nice on the under eye. A lot of the reviews said that they really liked how this looked on the under eye. So what we're gonna go for here, I'm gonna set my under eye with this and just kind of pat it in. I almost feel like this brush or this powder is somewhat lifting my foundation just a bit. I don't, getting just a little bit of that. All right, I mean, pretty quick application. I mean, my skin does look beautiful right now. It did mattify for sure. I am looking a little bit dry, but that is the powder. I don't love typically a matte look. In the summertime, however, I might enjoy this a lot more. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hop off camera. I'm gonna finish up my eye makeup. I'm gonna set this down with some setting spray, add back a little bit more bronzer and blush on top of things, see how things layer on top of it, and then we will go in with my final thoughts. I will be right back. All right, so I finished up my makeup, so here is the final product. I did use some of my Gucci bronzer here to enhance the cheeks just a little bit more. Popped on a very simple eye look, some highlighter, and some of the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Set and Refresh Spray. So here are my thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts. Number one, obviously packaging is absolutely stunning. I absolutely love the fragrance. I think the applicator in here is actually quite good compared to the brush that came inside of this bronzer, which was a total train wreck. The powder puff in here actually is really nice. It is soft and it definitely deposited the product beautifully, except on my nose. When I went in with the brush, things definitely got better. As I was doing my eye makeup, I got a really nice close look, and with the brush, I did get a nice flush application. So just a note on that, if you tend to be a little bit more on the normal to dry side, or if you don't like a more kind of very matte look, definitely use a brush with this product because it looks beautiful on the skin. When I look at my cheeks, my forehead, and in this area here, especially in my T-zone where I do tend to have larger pores, this area looks so airbrushed and beautiful. And the best thing about it is that it doesn't look cakey. I will definitely say that for me and my skin type, I definitely prefer a brush with this formula. I mean, my skin just looks absolutely flawless. It looks so airbrushed, again, without looking too heavy or dry, as long as I use a brush and a nice setting mist. The setting mist definitely locked everything in, brought back some hydration and glowiness, and kind of took away from more of that dryness that I was getting from using the velour puff on my face and applying the product. Now, as far as the under eye area goes, I am still having some creasing. Yes, I always crease, but with a good powder, it does take a little while for that creasing to happen. Whereas as I was doing my eye makeup, I noticed my makeup already back to creasing into the fine lines on my under eyes. So I don't feel like this worked very well as an under eye setting powder. I'm gonna have to play with it some more, but as far as my under eyes first impressions, I don't love it for that. I kind of like this more for all over the face and to give myself that really nice poreless look. If you have oily skin, you are going to be obsessed with this. I would say that if you have oily skin and you have $62 in your budget to spend on a bougie press setting powder, this might even be life-changing for you. It is very mattifying, but in a good way. Like I said, not too heavy, not too cakey looking, but I think that if you struggle with finding a powder that really helps kind of tame down the shine and the oil, that this powder is going to do exactly that. It's going to help tame and lock everything in. Again, for someone who has dry skin, use a brush, set it down, and let me tell you, the end result is absolutely breathtaking. I did really like how this powder bronzer laid on top. It was very effortless. I just used this slanted brush right here and just kind of stippled it on, and everything went on very nicely. The ultimate test for me was testing out a highlight on top of this. Sometimes highlighter on top of a matte setting powder just doesn't work. It looks choppy, it skips, and then it actually does add texture and bulk. But I used my Too Faced Prismatic Highlighter, which is a more natural lit from within glow, but if you look, it looks very natural and gives you still that lit from within look. It doesn't look dry or that it's sitting on top of my skin. So even though this is a mattifying powder, this highlighter still sat beautifully on top of it. So overall, I give this setting powder a big, massive thumbs up. Is it something that you have to run to Sephora, hop online, purchase? Absolutely must have in your collection. I mean, I can't really say yes, to be honest with you. I think it is very specific to a specific buyer, someone who wants to spend the money, maybe likes more luxurious makeup, but I will tell you that the finish is beautiful. So it's not just the packaging, it's not just the name. You are definitely getting a beautiful product on top of it. So, as always, leave me a comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are on this powder. Have you been eyeing this from afar? Do you own the bronzer? What is your thoughts on the whole Gucci beauty line? Do you think that $62 on a powder is just absolutely ridiculous and there's no way in hell you would ever spend that much? Unload. Let me know in the comments down below if you enjoyed this video or if there are other very bougie makeup products that you want to see me review. Give this video a huge thumbs up and comment those products down below. And if you haven't already and you're enjoying the content, I would absolutely love it and be absolutely tickled if you would hit the subscribe button and stick around with me. I love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Mwah. Bye, guys.